And in today's video, we are going to be talking about some of the things that you can actually do to your space to make it feel more cozy, more comfortable, and more warm. I know that there's a lot of things or a lot of options out there that we can actually use to make our spaces feel more cozy and more warm. But it's not just about throwing things or just picking things from the store and coming and placing them in our surfaces. It's also about doing the right things that of course integrate very well with the current design styles that are actually, being used. Just trying to look for the right things that of course are definitely going to make your space look more cozier and make it feel more comfortable and warm at the end of the day. I don't know if there's any space that you've seen that looks and feels cozy and warm that doesn't have throw blankets to accessorize the sofas with. And I think this is a very important and simple thing that sometimes I think we tend to ignore and assume, but it's very crucial, especially if you want to have that warm and cozy feeling happening in your space. When it comes to, of course, having throw blankets, then you want to consider something that of course is going to integrate very well with the kind of design style you have going on in your space. And of course, you also want to ensure that you have something that is functional. You don't want a small throw blanket for just decorating purposes alone. You also want to have a throw blanket that when, of course, maybe let's say you're just having a nice, cozy, relaxing moment in your living space, that you can still use to warm up yourself. Let's assume maybe you have a throw blanket that is meant for just decorating purposes alone. You can still do that, and you can still have, say, like a different type of a throw blanket for cozying up or for maybe watching a movie or something. It's all about just coming up with the right throw blankets that you can accessorize with in your spaces. So let's consider having throw blankets or blankets in our spaces, and of course you're definitely going to have and get that warm and cozy feeling that you want to have in your space. The other thing that of course you want to have to warm up your space is of course lots and lots and lots of lightings. Sometimes we just have the recessed light which is in the middle of the ceiling, and that's it, and you're good to go. Guys, that is not enough, to be honest. And if you want to make your space feel more cozy and warm, then you need to consider different levels and angles of lighting in your space, more so in the living area. So at the end of the day, it's just about playing around with lightings and just ensuring that you have all four corners lit up, because that is very important, because you want to also see all the corners and all the angles of your room, and this of course makes the space look and feel more warm. And the thing is, sometimes you may have the right design, but you still feel like there's just something that seems off, but you don't know exactly what it is, especially at night. Like, that is the most dreading thing ever. And I'm saying this because it's something that I've personally experienced. And the moment you consider having lots of light in your area, then you definitely feel the difference and you see the change that it does. You can choose to have, let's say, a floor lamp. And the good thing about a floor lamp is that it brings in a very different vibe and mood in your space. The first time I used a floor lamp in my living room combined with the ceiling lighting, it gave or brought a very different feel and mood to the space. It made me want to stay in that space even more. You also want to consider like task lights. Let's say maybe if you do a lot of reading in your living area, then you need to have, let's say, a reading lamp, or you can go for a floor lamp that actually serves both purposes, that serves as an ambience light and of course a task light. So sometimes maybe let's say you don't have that luxury of having so many lighting options in your area, you can always go for candles. Candles is a great way to just elevate the mood and make the space look more grandeur and feel more warm and cozy. There's nothing more cozy as just having the right candles in your space, especially the living room and your bedroom. But at the same time, you may be having the option of having different layers of lighting in your space and you still want to have candles, then this is a good combination as well to have. I love having candles and still have those different light levels and all that in my space, because it just elevates my moods. I don't know, it's magic, guys. There's just something that happens that you just want to stay in that room. Like for me, I just find myself just wanting to cozy up all the time when I have candles lit up. It brings a very big difference and a big change. So if there's anything else that of course makes your space feel warm and cozy, is I know probably you may be looking at me and seriously, Latifah? Yes, I'm actually being serious right now. Wood decoration definitely brings that coziness and that calm in your space. But the good thing is you can always add like a wood furniture, say like a coffee table. You can also consider maybe something like media console table that is wood. And when I say wood, I mean like sort of a natural feel wood. This is something that is having a very big and strong comeback in the designing industry, and this is something that of course you want to consider and you want to ensure that you have in your space, especially if you want that nice cozy feel in your space added in the mixture of your design style. So definitely you're going to feel that nice change. So try to have like vases that are going to serve that particular purpose. Like for me, I don't know if you can see, like right here, these are actually just no more wine bottles that I've had for a long time. I actually never throw my wine bottles, and I have customized them to, you know, feel and look like real vases, or you know, like something patina sort of a feel. You know, you can actually see I'm actually getting that. So you don't really have to spend a lot of money to have these particular types of pots or vases in your spaces. You can still DIY them by yourselves. There are plenty of videos out there that of course show us how to do these things, so you can, you know, do that and be able to just have things that you can accessorize your house with. For me, I just love just having ornaments that bring that coziness and that farm feel of relaxation and calm in this space. And I feel that is something that is very important. And of course, if you want that warmness in your space, then you need to have them in your spaces as well and in your surfaces. And yeah. You want to have fabrics that of course are making the space feel a little bit warmer. There are different types of shades really, depending on what you like. I'm talking in regards to the things that I actually like. So when you choose warmer fabrics that are brighter than what maybe you have as furnitures, then of course it makes the space feel a bit warmer. So for instance, let's say you want to buy a new couch. You don't really necessarily have to go for something that is super bright, but you can go for something that is warm. And warm, I mean like off-white. Well, it may be tricky for those people who have small kids, but you can try to just have some fabrics that you know are easy to clean, and fabrics that of course are not going to be so difficult and challenging to handle at the end of the day. There's no an end to the kind of choice you may have. When it comes to designing, you don't necessarily have to be so particular about things. You can use any type of a fabric really to do anything with it. Well, it depends. For instance, for me, I have this particular curtains. I've had these curtains for the longest time ever, and then I just had this like a spare just stored somewhere, and I never used to use it. And because I really wanted them, okay, or rather I really wanted something that, you know, had a different texture to my throw pillows, I used that extra curtain and made a very nice covers for my throw pillows, and they look fantastic, guys. So it's not just about, it's a must you use particular fabrics really. It's about looking for something that is warm, something that is of texture to just, you know, elevate that area or elevate your space at the end of the day. Throw pillows play a very big purpose. I know, as much as sometimes we tend to ignore and think that, oh, it's just for beauty purposes, but guys, there's a big significant change that throw pillows do make in our spaces. So imagine having a sofa that doesn't have a throw pillow. Like as you can see right here, this is just a flat sofa with no throw pillow. But imagine it with a throw pillow like this. Look the difference it makes. And once you had that throw pillow, just add a throw blanket on top. So look at the difference, guys. Like this makes all the difference in the world. And throw pillows is something that you don't want to not have at all. And the good thing is that you can actually have this in different sizes, in different varieties, and in different textures. And always remember to put your throw pillows in threes, because this makes all the difference when it comes to designing your spaces. This is a good thing to consider at the end of the day. Other than just the beauty purposes, have another extra purpose, which is of course helping us have a more comfortable and cozy sitting. Right now, as you can see, for me, I have a throw pillow behind me. So this is of course helping me have a better experience with my seating, and throw pillows do all that. So at the end of the day, it's making me feel more cozy, you know, and comfortable, and that is what you're looking for. So a throw pillow is a must, guys, to have, and you cannot miss not to have a throw pillow in your sofas, in your bed, to make the space look beautiful, and of course just contribute to that coziness and warmth that you want to have in your spaces. So the last thing that of course you want to have in your space to make it feel warm and cozy is of course a very nice rug. So guys, we have different types of rugs and different designs of rugs, but I'm not just talking about any rug. Like, you also need to consider like the purpose of the rug it's gonna serve. So of course, if it's in the living room, you also want to ensure that you have the right size, and you want to ensure that your rug of course is going all the way through, or rather under your sofa, so that, you know, it gives that illusion that it's covering the entire area, and this brings a very nice, cozy, warm feeling to your living area. So of course, if it's in the bedroom, then of course you want to consider the size again, because you find that you want to have your rug going under the bed all through towards your side tables, almost touching or a few inches away from your side tables, and of course a bit on the sides of your bed, so that of course when you're waking up in the morning, you're able to step down and have a very nice warm floor to step in, especially if you're waking up very early. So this is something that is very cozy, of course, and something that is very good. So if maybe, let's say, you don't want to consider a rug entirely in your bedroom, then of course you can always opt for runners that you can put just on the sides where you sleep, and of course when you wake up in the morning, you just step on it, and you're still, you know, you're still getting that nice feel and cozy warm experience that you want to have in your area. At the end of it all, make sure that you try at least to have most of these things that I've talked about, for you to have that effective coziness and feel that you want to have in your space. In this way, of course, you're going to enjoy your space more, and you're going to feel more comfortable being in that space oftenly, because I think the more we invest in our spaces, the more we want to spend time in them, and the more we feel inspired and encouraged to want, you know, to just be in those areas really, and in those spaces. And that is the whole point, you know, like having a space that we can feel comfortable being in and feeling cozy in them. You know, we don't have to go to hotels, we don't have to go to other places to feel that coziness. We can actually create that in our own spaces, and I think this is something that we all need to consider very, very urgently, and something that of course is going to make the big impact in our spaces at the end of it all. So guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Of course, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, of course, make sure not to leave without giving me some love and subscribe to the channel. And other than that, I'll see you on my next video. Have a wonderful day, and till next time, bye.